The organic sports conversation is an absolutely beautiful thing.
It really is. And when you think about it, America,
The real one.
Tom and I have perfected it. I mean, if you look at the 500 episode history of this show, you're going to see some real, like if it was a book, they'd be a page turner. You could not take your eyes off it.
I don't know if page turner is what I said.
If it was a book, it'd be a page turner. The fact that it's a video, it's one of those, when you turn it on, all of a sudden you just listen for it, all of a sudden then you catch it, and like, oh shit, that's really.
But because it's authentic, I think there's probably lulls. You know what I'm saying? Because
there are definitely lulls.
Because it can't all be fucking show.
Well, the other problem is, and this isn't a problem, this is what makes the show what it is that you have two genuine fans who love their teams like most fans do. And now and then one of us blows a gasket, which is what diehards do. It's the most authentic thing right there. It's not rehearsed. It's just you just start reacting.
Yeah.
You're emotionally. You're not. There's no filter. You're saying what you are feeling. And true fans know exactly what we're talking about because they've done it. They've done it. When they love their team that much and they're doing something and it eats at you. You're like, what the fuck? And then and there are a lot of things you let go as a fan. By the way, for those who don't know, I don't disagree. They were down on the highlight question. Well, this is actually an interesting topic. If you think about it, think about what, as a fan, the shit you put up with for this team. And to Tom's,
like, what do you mean?
The fucking the heartbreak, the headaches, the stress, the why the fuck, the who, the press conference, your friends busting your balls every time your team loses, all the shit, and you take it because you love that team. But then at some point, you snap.
Get frustrated.
Yeah, you snap.
Well, but
you're like, God damn it.
But here's the thing: we want sports to be our escape.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And in so many ways it is.
It is.
But you get so deeply invested in it that when it doesn't go the way you want it to go, it can be hard to take. It's a little ridiculous, but when you think about it from that point,
well,
it's like I want this to be my escape.
You said
but
it
now
right
I'm
there.
pissed.
You know why?
Now I'm pissed that I'm not escaping.
No, that's why you're pissed. Because this is where it's real. It's an escape for most people.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Sports all the sports are multi-billion-dollar industries, each one individually. Right. You know why? Because the demand is there. Because that's an escape for everyone on some level. If you ever played a sport in your life, okay, you have a feeling.
It has such entertainment factor.
Because it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
Because here's the thing about and this is the best thing I ever heard someone say. When he was asked about, it was Tom Brady, actually. Actually, no, it was Larry Bird. He said this. They said, what is it about? Because they asked him about, he just won his second straight MVP award. I'll never forget this. But everybody's like, well, you had a great year, and he was like, no, we lost to the Lakers in the finals. That's it. Not a great year. But you got to the finals. That's not a great year. And she's like, why don't you get upset when you don't win an award? He's like, awards are subjective. People can vote on those. The game itself, the championship, that is the one thing that is decided on the court. Just like in football, the game is decided on the field. That's why we love it. It's not voted on. It's not judged. Duke is fighting back. It's not voted on. It's not judged. You can't weigh in on it. It's going to be decided by those two teams on the field. That's the purest thing about it. And you don't get 60 takes to get it right. You get one. So that's why the passion is there. Because you're seeing real life drama.
Yeah.
These people, you know how much money these guys are making? And these women, lives are at stake here.
Look at Creighton, up 3 on Kansas.
That would be a huge upset.
Creighton still has this. Remember the center?
Yeah.
He's been good. Young for a couple of years.
There's still 17 minutes to go. Creighton is good, though. Creighton made the Sweet 16 last year.
Yeah. I know. They had the big.
Yeah, the big, he's good, yeah. No,
the young big, but now he's not so young. They must have other pieces, too.
Yeah, Creighton is legit. They've become legit over the past 5 years.
Yeah, they've become a good program.
Yeah, they are. They're consistent. So they've become that anyway.
It's been that one guy forever.
Yeah.
McDonough?
I think it's McDonough, yeah.
His son was in the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, they're not, they can dance with anybody.
McDonald?
Maybe. I hate that when you can see the person's face and you can't remember the damn name.
McConnell?
Maybe. No. I don't know. I have to look it up. But anyway.
Ooh. Lob to the big.
The point is we have this passion. What we love about this show, and the reason we do it is because it's our our escape. It's our escape. We actually get to say what we feel. We don't give a fuck if you judge it. We don't care if you agree or not. You don't have to. But it's where we have that outlet just to be genuine fans.
Yeah.
We're genuine fans. I mean, the passion we have, there are times where we've both talked each other off the ledge via text. It's happened. Both ways. There are times where the Celtics had me so fucking mad. He'd be like, hey, dude, just checking in. You all right?
Yeah, but I think there's also times where... Let me think about this. I'm forgetting what I was about to say.
This is the power of piping.
Still okay, so you talking each other off the list. We've also had, gone back and forth angrily over text.
Yes, we have.
Because one of us is just pissed off about what our team did. So we're kind of taking it out on the conversation.
Oh, yeah. Both ways it's happened. I'm guilty.
You're very guilty.
I'm very guilty.
And you hide it and act like, I'm not mad about that.
I try to hide it. And I don't hide it very well. Let's be honest.
Whereas I'm more obvious.
It's kind of hard to hide genuine rage.
No, but you act like it's not because of that. You don't hide the rage. The rage is there. You're just like, no, I'm not mad at them. I don't care. Fuck them. I forgot about them weeks ago.
Why would they be mad at those losers?
Haven't rooted for them in 2 days.
Shit, they've been underachieving for 15 years. Fuck. Give a fuck? No, I don't give a fuck. What's your problem?
All right, speaking of organic sports conversation.
Yes.
I'm sorry that, I derailed that one from the opening second.
How?
That was a masterpiece in Izzo.
How did you derail it?
I thought we were going to I figured we'd start talking about something like, recent, like college football.
Well, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
In lieu of these championship games are. So now you're looking at these teams, and you got people, look, there's bias here on both sides. Let's be clear about something. But to sit there, and I tried my best, because my team's an independent. I'm a Notre Dame guy. This wasn't about Notre Dame today. Notre Dame never even came in the conversation today. But it was more about
a little bit.
Miami versus the Big Ten, basically. And I was dealing with two Big Ten fans. But I got them on their own words. Because Brian has badmouthed this coach forever. And he's not wrong. He's the guy's a donkey.
Jimmy Franks?
Yeah. Oh, that guy should have been fired 2 years ago. He's a bum. And Chris knows it too. So they've said it in front of me.
Most people know.
They've said it in front of me. And I've agreed with them. I'm like, yeah. They've gone into rage over it's their team. So when they're turning around trying to say, I don't think that Miami could be any team in the Big Ten, I'm like, really? You should hear how you talk about your coach and what a choker he is, and how every time he gets in a big game, he wets himself. Okay, well, Miami's got a Heisman Trophy candidate. He's fucking legit. He's a top 5 pick in this draft. And the fact that you don't know that tells me you haven't watched a fucking minute, that you just look at scores. Okay?
Why did they lose to Syracuse?
Well, that was at Syracuse. Syracuse is actually a good team. They're ranked.
Yeah.
They are ranked. So they lost by 3 points, 5 points, whatever it was.
I thought it was more than that.
No, they were ahead 21-0.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they
blew a 3-score lead.
Yeah. And the other game they lost 38-34. Like what? They've been in and they were on the road to 2 good teams. So unlike Ohio State, who wets themselves at home against Michigan, give a fucking break. Michigan was out of this 2 months ago. Michigan. Fucking unbelievable.
It is a rivalry game.
I know, but it doesn't matter. Michigan stinks. They should have run them over. They should have fucking run them over, and everybody knows it. And then I said, there could be Indiana. Everybody was talking just 3 weeks ago what a cream puff Indiana was. They had played nobody. They finally play a team. They get banned. Now suddenly Miami can't beat this team? Miami's playing a tougher schedule than Indiana. I don't give a shit what you say to me. Go look at Indiana's fucking resume. That's a joke. Okay, they should not be ranked 9th. That's a fucking joke.
What conference is Indiana?
That they're in the Big Ten
with
Ohio State, Penn State. They're the 3rd team. They're in the championship game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they're not. They're not in the championship game because Penn State is. Penn State and Oregon. Okay, and by the way, Oregon is a Pac-12 team. This is their first year there. Your conference
is Oregon going to slap them around in this game?
Talent-wise, they shouldn't. This is the problem.
They shouldn't?
No, Penn State's got a lot of talent.
Okay. Penn
State gets a lot of talent. They don't lack for talent.
See, here's the problem I have with this game, right? Because I want to work. I kind of want to root against Jimmy Franks. The problem is, I look across the sideline at the Oregon head coach.
You hate this guy.
And I don't like him.
There's venom.
Once he badmouthed Dion and Colorado, I got so sensitive.
That was.
I clutched my pearls.
He got.
So I think I want Penn State to win this game.
I'd like to see Penn State win because I want Brian to.
Forget about Oregon.
Forget the coach for a minute. I want to see Brian.
That's
Brian
true.
suffered a long time with this team,
Yeah.
and I know because I've suffered a long time with Notre Dame.
Brian and
so I
Chris,
know
Brian and Chris can get some joy.
Yeah, I think Brian and Chris deserve one here. I think it's been a while
Brian
for
said
the two.
this is like a Super Bowl.
It would be because Penn State wins. They're going to be a high seed. They could be a
Right,
because
no, but
depending
I'm
on what
saying,
happens.
but-
think about
but
it. What if Texas
Super Bowl is
lost?
if you win the thing, right?
That's
Or he's saying Super Bowl if they win the conference.
they're in the conference
championships.
championship.
He's saying that's a Super Bowl.
They haven't won one in a long time. It
Right,
might
but
be.
it doesn't mean anything if you don't win the big thing.
To me, the big thing is more important.
Yeah.
Because it is at the end of the day. I'd
So,
rather
I don't know.
I'd rather have a national championship than a Big Ten championship.
I wouldn't compare this to a Super Bowl, but maybe it really is. I just wasn't sure if he was talking about this game or
They
the final.
them and Notre Dame had a different problem. They had the talent. They didn't have the coaching. Notre Dame had coaching but didn't have the talent the last 20 years, for the most part. So, the thing about Indiana, who has no history whatsoever as a football program, they came out of nowhere. Okay, but everybody was saying before the Ohio State game, these guys weren't worthy of their ranking before they'd even lost to Ohio State. If they play them close, all right. But no one thought they were going to win. By the way, beat them. Everyone's like, well, what if they keep it close? Keep it close. Okay, we'll give them that. They got bent over. Okay, and clearly Ohio State isn't that good because they lost to fucking Michigan at home.
Yeah.
So Ohio State's not blowing anybody's doors off.
You talking about Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana, the whole fucking conference. Yeah. Michigan won the national title last year. Okay,
It's just
Oregon came in this year. They're number one. They've been number one all year. They're from the Pac-12. So these guys have this sense of we're the SEC. You're not the SEC. You ain't fucking close to the SEC. I'd argue you're not better than the ACC because I think SMU's better than all of them. Okay?
Well, we're going to see this weekend.
We're going to find out.
Because if Clemson just backhands them, that's going to be disappointing.
Clemson has a problem where they haven't recovered from Sunshine. Since he graduated, they have not.
3 years ago?
They haven't been the same in 4 years. They won the national title in 2017. They have not been the same program in 4 or 5 years. They have not. Okay, and they have not that you're going to replace that kid, but they play in a strong conference. They were in South Carolina. They got a good recruiting pool, a pool to recruit from. I mean, yeah, Duke came back.
Give it to him.
Oh, great pass. A little too long. A little long on that one.
But he's still there.
That kid's long.
Good shit.
He's got long arms.
Great recovery.
Yeah, it was. Who the fuck is he? Long arms.
And long hair,
yeah,
jeez.
I don't know what's longer, the hair or the arms. But anyway,
The arms.
Duke was down 13-3. 13-2. It's now 30-24 Duke. 5:16 to go in the first half. And we will give you a college basketball update in the next one because we haven't touched on it yet. It's the first look at the college hoops where they are. All the holiday classics are done now, so now they're back in play. But this is the SEC ACC Challenge, and this has been what an answer!
Wow, deep three.
Auburn has the
Who's
number
this
one,
lefty?
I don't know, but he's good. Auburn has the number one offense in America. Duke has the number one defense in America. Something's got to give.
Creighton right now is scaring Kansas. Up 9.
Yeah.
With 14 to go
Creighton
in the
has
second
become a perennial.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That guy went down kind of hard.
Did you make the hoop?
No.
No. Damn it.
Proctor.
This kid did. So anyway, but back to the college football thing. This is why, what I was saying about Miami is that they by the way, they scored over 50 points 5 times this year. Their offense is loaded. They're loaded. When you score over 50 points 5 times in a season, that's a lot.
What are the skill positions like outside of the QB?
The running back is 1,000-yard rusher. They got 1,000. They have 5 receivers with over 500 yards receiving and a 1,000-yard receiver. So they have a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver, and that quarterback, who is arguably the best quarterback in the country.
What type of quarterback is he?
He reminds
Does he
me.
run a lot?
He reminds me of a smaller. Actually, he reminds me exactly of Jalen Hurts.
Really?
Yeah, exactly like him.
I wouldn't mind having Jalen Hurts on my team.
I don't think a lot of people would mind having Jalen Hurts on there.
So if the Giants,
Given he
could
outplayed Patrick Mahomes in a
get,
Super Bowl.
if the Giants could get Jalen Hurts tomorrow, I'd say, yep.
Yeah, and this kid has that kind of ability. He really does. He's got a strong arm. He's You know what I like about him? Even when he's patient in the pocket. Like he looks like he's going to drop his head up to the first read and run. He doesn't. He stretches the play out and tries to. He's like Shedeur Sanders in a lot of ways.
Well, I saw the play. Of course, this was the highlight play where he was basically getting bum rushed.
Yeah.
And he chucked it
Yeah.
like a chest pass.
Yeah.
and the guy, I don't know if the guy scored, but
It's a hell of a play.
picked up a first down.
That play should have been a 10, 12-yard loss.
Yeah, and he just
did that. Yeah. No, he's one of those dudes.
Like,
and
stinks.
but he seems to get it. Like between the years, he seems like he gets it. And that to me is as important as his talent.
Quarterback has to get it.
You got to get it. We've got a lot of quarterbacks that are talented that don't get it, that never got it. So he's got both, and I like that about him. So, nice rebound and a foul.
Great
rebound.
Shit. Good putback.
Yeah, it was. These fucking guys are relentless. Hell of a first half in Durham.
Yeah.
But this is about Miami, and I said, look, if you put them, and I said you put those on neutral field. I said Arizona State, Indiana, Boise State, automatically they're going to beat those three. So how are they not in this tournament? How are they not in this tournament? Indiana, who doesn't have a big win at all, is ninth. Fuck you. That's bullshit. Indiana ain't that fucking good. They're not. They've proven it. Okay, they had a chance. All they had to do was lose to Ohio State by 10 points or less. They couldn't do that, and they had to know that. Okay, they couldn't even do that. So, and Ohio State is not that fucking good. I'm sorry, Creekmore, and I'm sorry, fucking Joel. You're not. That team ain't that fucking good. They're not. Okay, so they're beatable. Doesn't mean they can't win it. But by the way, your coach. How many times they badmouth this guy? I mean, everybody, everybody hates this guy. He's a donkey. You got faith in him? All he's proven is he can blow it. That's all he's proven is he's just like the fucking guy from Penn State. He just has more talent.
Well, everybody acts like it was just kind of handed to him.
Well, it kind of was.
And he's not good.
He's not good. They should have won at least one national title by now. He's found a way to fuck it up every time. He's 1-4 against Michigan, and he had the more talented team. in 4 of those games out of 5, he had the more talented team. Last year being the one exception.
Yeah. I always remember the after game interview where he's like, "What Lou Holtz said about our team."
What a donkey. That's just donkey.
Kids are tough.
That's donkishness 101. Lou Holtz has a ring, motherfucker. Okay? Lou Holtz went to the most prestigious program. Talk about pressure. Lou Holtz went and took Notre Dame back to the promised land. That's fucking pressure.
I also
rebuilding a legacy.
But I also understand, if I was a head football coach and somebody was calling my team soft and I didn't think we were.
He wasn't the only one calling him soft.
But why do you specifically call out Lou Holtz?
Lou Holtz, well, let's see. Who has the resume here? Lou Holtz. Hall of Fame coach. So, yeah, he's going to go right. Lou Holtz says it means something, and he knows it. He's got to go back at him. Lou Holtz has pull. Yeah. He has street cred, okay? He beat Miami when Miami was Miami. I'm telling you, that dude could coach. Lou Holtz could fucking coach. And he was part of the last of the glory era of Notre Dame. And they were legit then. His kids never got outcoached. Okay. Never. So he had to go back at him. He had no choice. But
that's what I'm saying. If I was in that position,
there's a way to do it. He acted like a 10-year-old who just got one over on his sibling for a dessert. That's what he acted like.
Well, I thought it was a little more crybabyish than that.
Even that, yeah. Go ahead, go lower. Go lower than 10.
What Lou Holtz said about us, I can't believe that.
Yeah. Who the fuck are you to judge Lou Holtz? What the fuck are you?
I'd be like, if it was me, I'd be like, we soft now?
That.
Think we're soft now? Yeah. It wouldn't really be crying. It would just kind of be like, fuck off.
Yeah. But,
I can't believe that shit, man. Fucking talk about us.
Wow, where's the tissues? Holy shit. Did you
dude, you are literally probably in the top 3 most popular programs in the country.
Until that moment.
People are going to talk shit about you.
Yeah.
That's comes with the territory.
Yeah, when you're a perennial national contender, right, you're going to draw. I mean, talk to Nick.
Sometimes people are going to say he sucks. Sometimes
talk to Nick Saban about this. I'm telling you, if you're good, the better you are, the more people hate you.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
And they're going to criticize every fucking thing you do.
Everything. The Patriots. Oh, my God. Everything. They couldn't sneeze wrong. Everything they fucking... They take it away and they go to 5 Super Bowls and win 3. Oh, so that was why they were winning. Oh, okay. Good call. In fact, they went 16-0 that year. Oh, good call.
I wonder how often, scrutiny like that actually impacts people's lives.
Oh, Tom Brady still gets people call him a cheater for Deflategate, which is the biggest.
No. But it seems like Tom Brady's doing just fine. I'm talking about How many people do you think?
Tom Brady did what the Patriots did when Spygate. They put the air in the footballs and he torched the greatest secondary in the modern era in the Super Bowl. Right. Talking about shutting people up.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about shutting people up. I'm talking about the opposite. Like, how often do you think that scrutiny really impacts somebody?
Well, I think it stays with them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No,
like those crazy expectations that fans and media place on you. I wonder how many times that really pushes people away from what they love.
Brady's fine because Brady got to answer for it on the field.
Brady's the best ever.
And he shoved it down their throat.
Right.
So that's why he's cool with it. He's just like, fuck all of you. I just fucking ate the Legion of Doom up.
Yeah. Say what you want.
Pissed on him and a shit on him. And then I puked on him. And then I laughed at him.
But I'm not talking about Brady.
You said, we think Brady handles it well.
Dude, he probably didn't even hear it.
Oh, he heard it. He had to give a press conference on it. And then he had to go deflate
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, well, that's what people were calling him, cheater.
No, but that was a situation he had to comment on.
Yeah. He's like, I don't have a PSI gauge. I like the balls as close to 12 as possible. If a fat ass who calls himself the deflator that's on him, not me. But he didn't say that. Yeah. He didn't even throw that kid under the bus.
I was just saying, I wonder how many people it takes down. I think it probably...
Most.
I think it does that.
Brady's the one-off. He's not the norm.
But I also think there's probably a lot of athletes that are happy with their careers and what they did, and that stuff doesn't bother them. You know, even if you're not like a fucking Hall of Famer, I'm sure you can go, you know what, fuck, I did what I could. Like, look, I did the best I could.
At the end of the day, you were in the 1%.
Right.
I mean, you're a...
No matter what happened.
You're an A-lister, baby. That's what you are. If you are a professional athlete, you are an A-lister. I don't care if you're the last guy on the bench. You're wearing that uniform that millions would kill to put on for 1 minute. Yeah, you were good enough to get that uniform on. Yeah, absolutely. Brian Scalabrine walks into a fucking gym in Southwest, Western Mass. He's a god. He's a fucking god because he's a Boston Celtic. He fucking didn't do a damn thing during that championship versus Brian the stationary bike. He's a god.
How bad was he beating those guys that were challenging him?
Bad. He's a pro.
But were there any guys that took him?
There was one D2 kid who, because he could shoot.
So he wasn't up on him.
He was far enough because he was quick.
Right.
So who could shoot? So he gave him a hard time. I mean, he beat him like 11-6, which I guess
hard time.
Not really a hard time. But compared to what everybody else did, which was 11-0, 11-0,
Really?
11-1, 11-0, 12.
Were
One guy.
Were any of these guys good?
No, they were donkeys. They didn't know bad. These are the idiots that think that
I feel like
they don't know basketball.
I feel like in your prime you could put 8 on fucking Scalabrine. No.
Who, I mean, me?
Yeah.
Oh, me in my prime I could have. Yeah, before I broke my neck. Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I scored 32 on Travis Best. He's a pro. He had a 17-year career.
How big is Scalabrine?
He's 6'8", 6'9".
He just seems he feels goofy to me. I feel like you'd be able.
He's a goofy white motherfucker. You big goofy white motherfucker. That was what they use that line in White Man Can't Free. You big goofy white motherfucker. Hey, who's calling me that? You big goofy white motherfucker. That's Scalabrine. But he could play.
But you don't have the goofy.
No.
You're a big white motherfucker, not a goofy.
I'm actually not big. Peyton Pritchard is my size. We talked about this the other night.
I know, but in terms of normal people, you're big.
I'm not normal. Normal's 5'11". I'm 6'4". That's
right.
Not normal.
That's why I'm saying. Yeah. In terms of normal people, you're big.
Okay, for a basketball player, which I was.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. If Scalabrine's used to just playing normal people, which it sounds like that's what he was doing.
Well, except for that one kid. By the way, that kid played D2 ball. He was a good player.
But I mean, he wasn't playing a bunch of 6'7" dudes, right?
No.
He was playing normal.
No, they were all like
just Joe Schmoes.
6'1", maybe 6 feet to 5'10".
Yeah.
I think these guys are
different than 6'4" coming in.
Old, fat, and slow and short. There's no way to go through life, people.
He was playing old guys.
They weren't older than him, but they weren't in their 20s.
Oh, really?
No.
So they were like out of shape.
They were so convinced that they could beat him. And here's the thing: no real ball player showed up because they all know. When I say real, like D1, those guys, real ball players. Like, you're not beating him. He played in the NBA for 12 years.
Well, D1 players might be like, I don't need to prove myself to Brian Scalabrine.
Well, that's one thing, but two, they're like, they know how good he is, because they got close, so they know he was better than them. Right. So I'm like, fuck it, he'll beat me. I'm not fucking around with this. But these dumbasses show up because he's riding the stationary bike. This motherfucker can't play. Okay, sure. So, but I was laughing at that. I was laughing at those idiots going, that's how dumb you are. These are people who go on there and they're GMing. Like, and it's always an outrageous, you see these guys. It's a, let's trade, Alonzo for a fucking
well, no, it's always like it's always something done like, why don't you just trade a couple of lefties out of the bullpen for Soto?
Like,
well, dumbass, because nobody in their right fucking mind would do that.
Yeah, it doesn't. How do you win there? Like, what the fuck you like the Yankees are gonna laugh at you. They're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna tell the whole world how dumb you are.
Right.
So, do you know what these idiots offered us for so long?
Okay, they always call on the radio station. So hear me out.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it always starts that way.
Hear me out.
Hear me out.
So I'm thinking you
the
give up D'Angelo Russell and Reeves for Giannis. Everything's good on the Lakers then.
Absolutely. Because Milwaukee's that fucking stupid.
Right.
Like,
well, he's got a big contract.
Like now, if Milwaukee was dealing with you, they're gonna fleece you like a motherfucker, because you are that fucking stupid. Give me a break. Like Milwaukee, like, wait, I have a better idea. You give us Anthony Davis, LeBron James, the kid from Tennessee, the kid you drafted.
Connect.
See that nice new bag of balls over there? I'll give you those straight up.
Straight up. Straight up, bro.
All 12. Fully inflated.
Oh, strip.
Spaldings.
Kansas trying to fight back.
Smooth. All terrain.
Muff the layup.
Last forever. Yeah.
Muff the layup.
That's the kind
Creighton. Ooh, brick to 3.
That's the kind of deal these donkeys are trying to make.
How do we get on people with dumb trade ideas?
We were talking about the passion that you and I have is the real, like, what a real a fan of a diehard fan is like. We're those dudes.
Yeah.
We're not alone. There's more of us than you realize, quite honestly. We're just doing it in front of a camera. So, but they if they see this, they can relate to it. They've had a moment. They've had at least one where they've snapped, or they've or they know fans that are like the donkeys we're talking about. You've all heard them. You're like, you should hear what these idiots are saying over here in aisle 6. How the fuck do they even let them in? This is so fucking stupid. They think they're watching a hockey game right now. And fucking, it's just like, yeah.
That's always tough to have that conversation with a fan that doesn't know anything.
Oh my God.
It's always tough.
You want to shut me up?
Put you in a circle like that.
Put me in a circle like that. I'd be afraid.
You're like, I'm not talking to these.
I wouldn't be able to speak. I'm like, how fucking dumb are you people? Are you real? Where the fuck did I come from?
No, you have couth. Because sometimes, so here's what happens.
I have it with you because you should know better.
No.
When you say something dumb, which is rare, you don't always say something.
You come at me if I say something wrong.
I'm
talking about.
Yeah, that's why, because you don't know really.
But I know what
you
I'm
rarely
talking
say
about.
something wrong.
Yeah, no.
So when you do, I come after you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying you have.
You Joel?
I'm saying you have couth because we've been in plenty of environments where somebody knows we like sports, so they come up and try to talk sports, but it's bad, right? But you're not going to be an asshole to somebody like that.
No.
Because you realize they're trying to connect with us.
And they actually like the sport. They just don't know what they like it.
Well,
they have a genuine interest.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, they might like it, but also like.
Well, they don't have the passion you and I.
Right, and they're just like talking about it because they know you like it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to completely shit on a person like that. But sometimes when somebody comes up to you and they start talking to you about it and they're just wrong about everything, you're like, bro, don't pretend. You don't have to pretend to be a fan.
Yeah. My cousin, who I love, Jeff, my cousin Jeff, his 2 sons who are great kids, hate Mac Jones. The last 2 years at Christmas down in that basement, oh my God, you couldn't hear it. It was all fucking back and forth. And then his son, I think it was his oldest son, yeah, I could take those hits. I'm like, they break you like a fucking stick. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, Mac Jones is tough. Oh, because it was all crying. He got his knee bent, folded back 90 degrees the wrong way, and he cried. Like, yeah, well, if you got your knee bent back, but you probably shed a tear or two also. Especially if you thought your career might be over. But, you can't cry. Like, really? I've seen a lot of tough guys cry.
I'm talking about people that say shit like...
That's stupid, though.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not talking about that kind of thing.
Like Mac Jones was a national champion at Alabama.
Okay.
He lit up the SEC. What do you can't play?
I'm talking about people that are like, Like somebody will come up to me and be like, "Yeah, man, the Mets have gone downhill." Like they try to be a negative Mets fan.
Oh, that's worse.
But they don't really know. So like they're just like, "Oh, this is how you're supposed to act." So they'll be like, "Yeah, we've been." And I'm like, "Yeah, Mets have been terrible ever since we traded DeGrom." And I'm like, "We actually didn't trade DeGrom." They're like, "Yeah, but I mean, we never should have let that happen." I was like,
It didn't.
he was always injured, and Texas offered him all this money, and then he had to have Tommy John surgery the minute they got him. Oh yeah, but I mean, you know how we're always just making the wrong move. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, can you believe that Harvey's still pitching for the team? No, I can't, because he hasn't pitched for the team in 10 years. Oh, well, I mean, but damn, dude, can you believe it?
Nets beat the Pacers.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
I love seeing that.
Anyway, but no, he's right. And like, you know,
Have you ever had that? Have you ever had somebody say that?
not
Like,
to
do
that.
that?
The Mac Jones thing is that level. The guy made the Pro Bowl
Right,
as
but
a
it's a
fucking rookie,
different-
and the guy's acting like he can't throw it from here to the front of my car.
No,
He's got a noodle arm. Have you watched the tapes of him in Alabama? What
But it's
noodle
a
arm are you
different
looking
kind
at?
of thing. In one of them, the guy's being an asshole. In the other, the guy's trying to be cool and act like
He's becoming an asshole.
he's a fan. So it's not an asshole. It's just like,
Well, if you're
why
trying to
are
be
you
cool
pretending?
and you're not, you're an asshole. Don't pretend to be something you're not. You're not cool. At least not when it comes to that.
no, but like, I don't think it's asshole. It's like, you're corny. Just stop. Let's be yourself. Corny and insecure is not an asshole.
No, it's no.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Like, it's just kind of like, bro,
I agree.
it's okay. You don't have to be like that. Like,
These guys just.
now, the guy
They-
you're
this-
describing,
My
asshole.
cousin's kid. They I love them, but they hate
but
this
they're
guy.
assholes?
Because they hate him. This is hate they're talking. It's not logic. It's hate. It's like you don't like him. You think that, and the problem is they grew up on Tom Brady, so they think everybody's like Tom Brady.
Yeah, but
They don't know anything else.
But you can hate with the best of them.
Yeah, but when I hate somebody, it's not because they.
It's because they deserve
It's
it.
not it's not because they don't have talent. I don't hate a guy because he has talent. I hate a guy because of the way he acts. Not because of his talent. I've never hated someone because
But aren't
of
they
his
hating on the way he acts? They don't like how he cries, that stuff.
talent. Mac Jones has done nothing to warrant did nothing to warrant
He
that
did
kind
some
of
corny shit.
Like what?
Remember, wasn't he trying to trip somebody one time? Like, he had some moments on the field where he was doing weird shit.
He had
And
two,
it made me not like him a little
he had
bit.
2 incidents, and this happened right in the middle of the Patricia
What
thing.
was it? It was something weird,
Well, this
wasn't
is the
it?
thing. This happened in the middle of the Patricia thing, and this is why I give him a pass for it. Because if
Okay.
that donkey was fucking coaching you, and you knew he couldn't coach, but his boss is like a god, so you can't say anything, like that's going to be the ultimate mind fuck. And then you're calling your coach back in college, going, "What is he doing? Is this a test? Like, why is he doing this to me? This
Is
guy
that what he
can't."
was asking?
This guy, Nick Saban never said what Mac Jones asked him, but I have the feeling it was along those lines.
It was like, why is he coaching me like this?
Why did he hire this guy to coach me? Remember, he went from Josh McDaniels, who is a good offensive coordinator, as Brady, to Matt Patricia in 1 year.
Some
Talk
could
about-
argue that Josh
that's
McDaniels
like-
is one of the most prolific ever.
He's one of the best, and at least as a coordinator, he's not a good head coach, but he's a
Right.
good coordinator. But the thing is, like, he went from, it's like if you're driving a Corvette,
But he also had Brady.
if you're, I know, but the point is, he was good.
He was.
There were guys that, I'm just saying, there were guys that, like, Ernie Zampese had Drew Bledsoe. He was awful. He was awful. And he's got his name in Dallas, but he had Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. So he fucked up Bledsoe big time. Bledsoe was like not even listening to him at the end. And he shouldn't have, because the offense was terrible. Bledsoe was audible more than you ever saw. But anyway, the point is this. The quarterback who's going into his second year, which everybody says is the most important year of an NFL quarterback's career, second year, the jump from year 1 to year 2. It's almost like Bill Belichick doesn't know that exists, or is so arrogant he doesn't believe, well, that's before me. I'm going to bring in this fucking donkey who can't coach defense that I taught him, okay, with the pieces I have for him, because Belichick doesn't miss on defensive players. And he's going to fuck this up.
Why are you shooting
And it's
at me
like,
for
but you know what we'll do? We'll give him the keys to the offense, and we'll have him take over this second-year kid, which is the most important year of a kid's career. He fucking destroyed him. He absolutely fucking destroyed him. Like, it was terrible. The guy, fucking ridiculous. Mac Jones didn't know up from down.
What was the weird shit that he did? Because it's like, I can't really remember it.
There was a couple of plays on
Did
the
he hit
field.
somebody in the nuts or something?
Opponent guy was in a huddle, and he popped him in the, I don't know if it was the nuts of the face or whatever. It was a dirty hit.
And a couple of weird ones there, and I was like,
and I hadn't
disliked him up to that point.
And I said, this is what I'm getting at. I'm not excusing it. I'm
I
just saying that when you are in a mind fuck like this, sometimes you do things out of character because you don't know what the fuck.
It can cause you to act like a prick.
You panic. Those are panic moves.
Oh,
it's like you're
so mad.
It's like it's a panic move. It's more maybe not frustrated. You're so fucking frustrated with what's going on, you lash out. And you don't know how else to do it, but you're on a football field, so all right, well, I'm going to fucking do it here. Okay? And again, not condoning it. Both of these instances were wrong. But I can see how it happened. And he was only in his, this isn't a 10-year veteran doing this. Yeah. This was a kid in his second year trying to figure out why the Hall of Fame head coach said that he thought he was going to the greatest coach that ever lived. And now this is happening in year 2. After they had a promising year 1 and they made the playoffs and he just missed the rookie. And he said all these nice things about him in camp and then he hands him Matt Patricia. And then he doesn't resign his binky Jacoby Myers. Like what? If you're Mac Jones, what would you think? What the fuck is going on here? This guy's supposed to be the greatest football mind that ever lived. My own coach told me that. I'm gonna call him and go, Coach, what is this? Is this a test? Is he fucking with me? What is going on here? Which was probably his question. And I'll tell you right now, Nick Saban probably said, look, Coach Belichick does this with a lot of his coaches. He brings them up through the ranks. It'll get better. It just takes time. You got to be patient with it. And then it just never happened. And by the way, both of these incidents happened later in the year. They happened after week 9. So they were past the halfway point, and he started to snap. And I totally could see it happening. Because every week we're going, what the fuck what are they doing? Like the game plans were backwards. If a team couldn't stop the run, they passed. If a team could stop the run, 40 rushing attempts. Like, what the fuck are you doing? It was just like, it was ridiculous. I understand it. I never understood it. Nobody understood it. And by the way, when Belichick hired him, every fucking pro analyst on ESPN kind of went like, well, Bill knows his guys. Like, that's all they could say. They knew it was wrong. Everybody knew it was wrong. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to end segment 1 on that note. Now, come back segment 2. We're going to talk, pick segment. And we're going to do a little college basketball update for you.
We got to do the pick segment tonight.
That's right, we do. Yeah, so get warm. Tea coming right up, and segment 2.